Hey there, my name is Sage and you are watching D&D Daily. Today I'm doing a blind stat block reading of the Oriq Recruiter. The Oriq Recruiters are subtle mages who infiltrate Strixhaven in service to their order. They are adept at blending in, watching for powerful but underperforming mages and students who have fallen through the cracks of the institution. The Recruiters approach and befriend these individuals either as potential recruits to the Oriq or as assets who can help the Oriq acquire spells, rare spell components, or knowledge from Strixhaven. So we've already done the Oriq Blood Mage, and that one came across as a subtle infiltrator. This sounds like it's going to be a subtle infiltrator plus, and maybe have a little bit less combat potential as the Blood Mage, but maybe have more infiltration expertise. Let's see if that expectation turns out to be true when we jump into the stat block. The Oriq Recruiter is a medium humanoid who is a warlock, typically lawful evil. They have an armor class of 16, they have 55 hit points on average, and a speed of 30 feet. They have +0 to their strength, +2 to their dex, +1 to their constitution, +3 to their intelligence, +2 to their wisdom, and +4 to their charisma. They have proficiency in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, as well as arcana, deception, insight, and persuasion. They have resistance to psychic damage, and they're immune to the charmed and frightened conditions. They have a passive perception of 12, they can speak common and any 2 languages, they have a challenge rating of 4, and a proficiency bonus of +2. Even though their challenge rating is significantly lower, I think they're filling a different niche so far from what I'm seeing. They have extra skills that they're going to put into play, so it's not like they're lower than the Blood Mage counterpart, they're just doing a different job. Alright, their first ability comes with misdirecting defense. The AC of the Recruiter includes its charisma modifier while it isn't wearing armor or wielding a shield. Oriq Mask. The Recruiter wears an Oriq Mask. While wearing the mask, the Recruiter can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors, and it adds double its proficiency bonus to charisma deception checks, included above. The Oriq Recruiter has multi-attack and makes 2 Psychic Knife attacks. It can use spellcasting in place of one of the attacks. Psychic Knife is a melee or ranged spell attack, +6 to hit, has a reach of 5 feet or a range out to 30 feet. It hits one creature and on hit does an average of 21 psychic damage, which is a pretty big chunk of damage. Also coming with the Recruiter is its spellcasting. Disguise Self and Silent Image are amazing tools for a DM. There are so many things you can do with those two. Seeing is believing many times, and players often aren't even going to question what they're seeing. You're the one describing the world to them, so you're describing the illusion, and a lot of times players take that on faith. Charm Person is Charm Person. It's great to have a friend in a moment if they're trying to gain information, but it's pretty telling because they know who charmed them at the end. So I don't know if an Oriq Recruiter who is subtly moving through the society is going to be using Charm Person all that often. Suggestion is amazing though. Suggestion is absolutely fantastic and is an amazing spell. I like this stat block as much as I like the Blood Mage stat block. They definitely fulfill different roles, but they kind of bounce off each other in awesome ways. The Blood Mage gets extra AC from Constitution, and this guy, the Oriq Recruiter, gets extra AC from their Charisma. I think that's very telling on how these two are played. One is the fighter, one is in there doing damage, one is in there being the bruiser, and the other one is far more subtle. What I think is really cool is I was calling out how much I liked the Blood Mage for its subtlety, and this is just subtlety plus. Has extra bonuses to its skills, has a little bit extra charisma, and something cool is they actually play well together in combat. The Psychic Knife is further range than whatever the blood attack was that the Blood Mage had. That was 10-foot reach. This one has a 30-foot reach, so this guy can kind of stand behind the Blood Mage and they can work together as a front line and a back line. The Oriq Recruiter is the perfect stat block for plugging and playing any sort of spy in a system that is moving throughout it, convincing people of things, spreading misinformation. It's a great stat block. I love spy stat blocks, and this one's done very, very well. This has been the blind stat block reading of the Oriq Recruiter. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day, so if that's interesting to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow.